Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Just wanted to say welcome. And there's a few more people still logging in. So we're going to give this a few more minutes or so just before we get started. But again, just wanted to say welcome for today's afternoon session. And yeah, we'll get started in a few more minutes. Right, we're going to give it another minute or two. I just see a few more people trying to log in. So for those of you who are just joining, welcome. Just wanted again, so we're going to get started in another minute. We have a few more people logging in, so we're just going to give it one more minute and then we will go ahead and get started. All right, it's 4:03, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started as a few more people will still be coming in, but that's okay. So hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Cheryl Bachunas, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions overseeing the Dental Hygiene Fast Track program here on the Worcester campus. And I have a couple of others who will be joining and presenting with me today, and I will allow them to introduce themselves. So go ahead, Drew, if you want to start.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Drew McGinnis. I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer and Graduate Admissions on the Boston campus, and I am responsible for the School of Medical Imaging Technology programs as well as dental hygiene for specifically the Boston campus.
Great. Thank you, Drew. And we do have one other student who is going to be joining us today. So she's going to be hopping in as soon as she's literally running from class. Her name is Shamaya. So as soon as she comes in, we'll have her introduce herself as well. So, so again, thank you everyone for joining us today. We are very excited to be here and talk to you about our university's program offering through the Forsyth School of Dental Hygiene, which is located again both at our Worcester campus, where I am located, and in our Boston campus, where Drew is. And just to kind of overview about today, during the session, we'll talk a little bit about the university, the different dental hygiene programs we offer, how to apply, program details, and best of all, the student's perspective as soon as Shamaya comes. So that will be really, really important for you guys to hear that perspective. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask them in that question and answer box in the corner of your screen. We'll answer those during the presentation, or if you want to wait till after the presentation, but don't hesitate to ask away. That's what we're here for. We want to make sure that you are well informed and you guys have all the information that you need. Also, just please note that this webinar will be recorded. So if you miss anything or need to log out before the end, we will be sending you a link to this webinar after it is complete, probably about a week. And that will also include our contact information as well for Drew and myself. So that way, again, if you have any other questions after this webinar and want to follow up with us, happy to talk more further about it, but we will send you our contact information. All right, so with that, we can go ahead and get started.
Excellent. Cheryl, did you share your screen for the slides?
Yes, are you able to see those? All right, so sorry, let me go ahead and share that screen.
No problem. Take your time. All right, perfect. Excellent. Thank you very much, Cheryl. So I will get us started off here. I'd like to say first off, congratulations on your decision to pursue a career in healthcare. Healthcare is a great field to get into right now. The field is in very high demand with an aging population. The demand is projected to increase over the next several years. Dental hygiene is currently ranked 12th out of US News and World Report's best healthcare support jobs. The Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts employment of dental hygienists will grow 11% within the next decade, which is much faster than the average across all occupations. Our students are finding job placements soon after graduation, some even receiving job offers prior to graduation. Healthcare positions offer job security, and often you make very good money with great benefits as well. We realize that your degree will be an investment of both time and money, but based on the current job outlook and quality of education MCPHS can provide, we believe it is a great investment of resources. All right, excellent. Did you know MCPHS is a healthcare-specific university offering 100 programs in different fields. Healthcare is our specialty. Many of our faculty have clinical sites where they work part-time. Being active providers, they are up to date on the current healthcare system. Additionally, the students around you are working towards other healthcare professions. Through school-sponsored events and other social activities, you'll learn a lot about different healthcare professions even before entering the field. Second, we've been around for a very long time. The university last year celebrated its 200th anniversary, and we continue to grow and prosper. We have over 7,500 students between our 3 different campuses and our online branch. And we didn't mention this at the beginning, but we do have a 3rd branch as well, which is in Manchester, New Hampshire. And then finally, MCPHS prides itself on maintaining clinical affiliations with some of the leading medical institutions in the nation. Right, bringing health sciences together. Healthcare is moving to incorporate great collaboration across specialties. Here at MCPHS, we're striving to prepare students for such encounters, which is why we've made interprofessional education part of our mission. At least once per semester, students participate in IPE, short for interprofessional education, activities where they engage with students in other programs. This is a great way for students to learn about other healthcare professions, how to work with patients from other cultures and backgrounds, and how to work as a team once employed in the healthcare system. MCPHS has access to lots of healthcare facilities in and around the Boston and Worcester area. Being in the 2 largest cities in the state of Massachusetts, students have access to widely known hospitals and clinics close by. For example, there's Children's Hospital, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and medical research at Harvard Medical School just across the street. We have consistently received high rankings in terms of return on investment. This is because students who enroll at MCPHS historically have higher income in comparison to other college graduates. With high job placement rates and income, our graduates are able to pay off their student loans, often ahead of the standard 10-year repayment period. MCPHS is committed to your success. So why attend MCPHS? MCPHS has a lot to offer our students, a few of which we'll touch upon on this slide. We offer small class sizes, particularly in our dental hygiene programs, which allow for much more individualized attention from faculty, 91% of which hold terminal doctoral degrees. The university has state-of-the-art technology in our labs and clinics, which prepare students for what they may encounter once they enter the field. We have resources through our Center for Academic Success and Enrichment, short case, to help students who may be struggling academically. The university has on-site counselors as well as peer tutors. Peer tutors are students within the same program who have completed the course with high grades, hired by the university to help you if you need extra assistance in a course. And these resources, of course, are free to all students on campus.
Thanks, Drew. So just to share a little bit about the Worcester campus. So Worcester, Massachusetts is about 45 minutes drive from Boston, where you'll find our beautiful Worcester campus. And Worcester is the second largest city in New England after Boston. And Worcester is an area that you'll find healthcare is right outside your fingertips. For example, literally right outside the window, you can look at St. Vincent's Hospital. And then UMass Memorial Medical Center, it's just down the street. And there's other various clinical opportunities that are all within a 10-mile radius. And this is a very up and coming city and with a very rich history. NPR actually recently deemed Worcester as the new IT town back in 2018. It's becoming a boom in the hub of innovation. And once this used to be an old mill town, it's now an area that has a lot of great restaurants, sports venue. I don't know if ever you heard of the Woo Sox. It's a gorgeous new stadium right down the road from us. And also Worcester is home of the hockey team, the Whalers, that plays right in the DCU Center. That is literally right again outside our window. And then we have parks that are within a few miles of the campus as well. It's very centrally located, which allows easy access to great cities, not only just Boston, but even Providence, Rhode Island is just an hour away. And there's also the mountains and the coastlines are not too far away as well, to about an hour and a half. So, and then the university itself, we've invested in the Worcester campus over the past 2 decades to include new buildings, updated state-of-the-art classrooms, our lab facilities, and on-campus housing, which includes studio apartments, suites, and condos, and we have multiple locations throughout campus. So you have plenty of options if you'd like to live on campus. And then all programs at the Worcester campus are year-round for transfer and graduate levels. So you'll really be surrounded by a great mix of students and with the mature educational focused environment. And Worcester is also, our campus is very unique in that it hosts several on-site clinics, which several members of the community of the optometry programs, the physical therapy, our acupuncture, and of course, our dental hygiene services, our own clinics right here on campus.
All right, excellent. Let's focus on the Boston campus. That is my home. My home office is there. The Boston campus is located right in the heart of the Longwood medical area. Just a quick walk away from prestigious healthcare facilities like Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, Brigham and Women's, and Boston Children's Hospital. Boston is the epicenter for healthcare in New England, where each day more than 46,000 employees and 21,000 students come to work and learn. The Longwood medical area averages 6,500 job openings annually, and 2.6 million patients are seen each year just in the little area where MCPHS is located. If anyone is interested in research as well, Massachusetts is ranked #2 in the country for research funding. The Boston campus primarily contains undergraduate programs with an active social community of clubs and organizations. On-campus housing is available to first-year and transfer students. Now that you've gotten to learn a little bit about the university itself, let's move on to talk about all things dental hygiene.
Great. All right. So the dental hygienist career. So everyone needs to get their teeth cleaned, right? So the dental hygienists provide preventative oral care in a variety of diverse patients of all ages. So examinations typically include risk assessment for cavities and oral cancer, followed by teeth cleaning and removal of tartar and buildup over time, then apply fluoride and sealants to protect against cavities. So these are the teaching components to being a hygienist, which includes counseling also with your patients and on improving their oral health through hygienic practices and proper nutrition. So more often than not, the dental hygienists are attributed to their work in their clinical settings. So however, earning a bachelor's degree in dental hygiene can open doors to many more career opportunities outside of just working in the dental practice. So for some of those examples listed here are the clinical administrator, so overseeing the operations of the dental office, the clinics, the centers. They manage objectives and resources and help the businesses run successfully and deliver quality dental care to patients. If you wanted to take a career in an educator, which instructs and combines their knowledge of the dental hygiene with their passion for education to help train the new generations of hygienists. Through hands-on training, they teach students day-to-day responsibilities of a hygienist and help them practice in classroom lab settings. Researcher. In this field, researchers explore methods to continuously evolve and improve dental hygiene best practices, techniques, and procedures. And corporate education. They also travel to dental conferences and are representatives and directors and managers. And they also travel to schools throughout the country to speak to students and members of their field about the industry trends, challenges, and breakthroughs. And the pharmaceutical sales. This is a profession where sales representatives are employed by manufacturers and distributors to help inform dentists and hygienists about the new products and equipments that they can provide. These individuals are experts in their field and use their knowledge to help others improve their practices. And then public health clinicians, many people are unable to access dental care. So public health hygienists work in the clinics and nonprofit to promote dental health in communities and provide cleanings and evaluations to those who would otherwise not receive care. And lastly, yes, veterinarian dental hygienists. Those dogs and animals need to have their teeth cleaned as well. So this is actually a role that they work with the veterinarians and they clean and evaluate the teeth of gums of all types of animals. All right, so our Forsyth School of Dental Hygiene, MCPHS, acquired the Forsyth School of Dental Hygiene as part of our continued commitment to preparing students on their meaningful and successful careers spanning the health sciences spectrum. It is the longest continuous operating dental hygiene school in the nation and surpassed its 100th anniversary in 2016. We are very proud and honored of this achievement. Our on-campus clinic, the Esther M. Wilkins Forsyth Dental Hygiene Clinic, is state-of-the-art clinic that offers high-quality, low-cost preventative services delivered by our students to the Boston and Worcester communities under great and close supervision of our professional dental hygiene faculty and staff. So students have the opportunity to practice on their friends and family who make appointments right at the clinic. For Worcester, it's just $5. And the school is very rich in history as far as trailblazers, including the Esther Wilkins, whom our clinic is named after. She was the Forsyth alumni and author of top resource texts that our students utilize in this to this day. She was very involved in the Forsyth School and was even known to hand out diplomas during graduation ceremonies before she passed. Dental hygiene programs. So here's a brief overview of the different programs, the dental hygiene programs offered at MCPHS. We'll be going through each program in more detail, but just for reference, here's an overview. The first one is the Accelerated Program. This program is a 33-month-long program that is offered in our Boston campus with the start term of the fall and the spring. The pre-dental track program is a 37-month program that also offered in our Boston campus, which starts in the fall and the spring. Lastly is the fast track program, which is only offered in Worcester campus, and this is just a 16-month long program with a fall start date only.
I apologize, I unmuted myself there. So our unique undergraduate programs. These programs are designed to cater to all types of students, whether you just graduated from high school or if you already have some form of a college degree. Students do not have to compete for a spot in the clinical phase of the program. It is guaranteed upon your admission into the program. Students will experience clinicals in our on-site clinic and through extramural sites around each campus. Students are taught by faculty that, once again, are leaders in their field. Several volunteer opportunities are available to students each semester where they can hone in on specific skills or practice teaching others about the importance of good nutrition in maintaining oral health. Upon completion of one of these programs, students go on to complete national and regional board exams, then are prepared to enter the workforce. But they do also have the option to continue onto a part-time graduate program while they are working in their field. We will discuss some of the graduate program offerings that are available to our students later on in the presentation. All right, the accelerated program. Let's jump into it. This program allows students to earn their degree 1 year faster than traditional dental hygiene programs by incorporating summer semesters. So what this would look like is you would go to school in the fall, spring, and summer. So you do have breaks in between, but you do not have full summers off like a traditional 4-year. But again, because of that, you will be graduating 1 year earlier and earning that salary 1 year sooner than other programs. And you do not need to have any college credits completed to begin this program, although for those who have completed some coursework, you are able to transfer in certain credits.
Great. And now the fast track program. So again, this fast track program is only offered on the Worcester campus, and it is designated for students who have a college degree or a significant amount of college credits under the belt. A bachelor's degree is not needed, and about 2/3 of our students entering the program have bachelor's degree. But again, it's not necessary. There are a number of just prerequisite courses and requirements that must be met before the students would qualify for the fast track option, and we'll go over those in a few more slides. Since students must meet a number of prerequisites prior to the starting of the program, they will only be taking courses that are directly related to the dental hygiene curriculum for 16 months consecutively. So there is only, this is only the dental hygiene program offered in Worcester. It follows the set curriculum, so students only attend classes with other dental hygiene students. So you're in a cohort together as you start in the fall, and you continuously for those 4 semesters, you guys are all together. There's 32 seats in the program in Worcester, and you go through your tracks together. It begins in the fall again, a fall semester only, and we are currently now accepting the applications for our fall 2025. And with the December graduation, students are given a slight advantage of entering the workforce a few months sooner versus traditional programs.
All right, the pre-dental dental hygiene program. So the pre-dental dental hygiene program is ideal for students who are looking to continue their education onto dental school. So the program incorporates many of the prerequisites that are required for dental school, for example, organic chemistry, physics, and biochemistry, while providing the skills to gain experience as a hygienist as they await entry into a dental school. This program runs continuously throughout the summer as well. Students are given an advantage as well by graduating in December, as that is 5 months ahead of traditional programs, allowing them to solely focus on applications for dental schools.
All right, and we have online programs as well. We have several online programs that are available for students who already have an associate's degree in dental hygiene and are looking to further their education onto the bachelor's or even a master's degree in dental hygiene. Some of our students choose to pursue the master's in science in dental hygiene once they completed one of our bachelor's science dental hygiene programs. This again is all online and it's part-time program, and they can take them while they're working in the field.
All right, admissions details. So now that you've learned a lot about the dental hygiene programs we offer, hopefully you'll want to submit an application to us. So high school seniors will apply directly through the Common App, while students with college credit should apply through the MCPHS transfer application, the link for which is posted on this slide, and it's also very easy to access just by going onto the website. All official transcripts are required as part of the application process, and if you have international coursework, a course-by-course evaluation is also necessary. For students who will be transferring in credit, prerequisites must be completed with a grade of a C or higher. If you do not meet the minimum grade requirement, the course will have to be repeated while at MCPHS. You may apply with in-progress or planned prerequisites as long as you have a plan to complete them before matriculation. When possible, it is advisable to complete as many prerequisites as you can before submitting an application. So, what makes a strong applicant? GPA, of course, is a really big part of the application review process, so you want to make sure you're performing well through your academic studies. But that is not the only thing we will consider. We view applications on a holistic basis, so we also want to see anything else you've been involved in, such as extracurriculars, volunteer work, anything along those lines. But of course, GPA will always play a part. If you're ready to apply, don't wait. We have rolling admissions. We have several programs as well that fill very quickly. Applications are now open, and some of our dental hygiene programs will definitely fill by the end of the year.
All right, the prerequisite requirements. This is for the fast track program. So these courses are required for students who are looking to begin the fast track program, although some may also be transferred into the Boston Accelerated Dental Hygiene program. In regards to the fast track program, students who do not have a bachelor's degree must also complete the additional courses on the right-hand side. This is just to fulfill as you move to have a bachelor's in dental hygiene, you need to fulfill all of these courses in order to earn that bachelor's. So a majority of the prerequisite courses should be completed in order to receive admissions into the fast track program, but all prerequisite requirements must be fulfilled prior to matriculation. So you are able to apply with missing 3 to 5 prerequisite courses outstanding, as long as by the time that we start the program in the fall, by August 1st, 2025, you complete all of these courses. And all of these courses, again, must be completed with the grade C or higher for transfer, not C minus. And any math or science courses that were completed more than 10 years prior to the projected matriculation date is no longer eligible for transfer and must be retaken.
So housing. Housing is available on both campuses. We have competitive pricing compared to housing in the area. Rates are located right on our website, and prices include all utilities, while units also come furnished. We offer all different types of housing, so you can choose what type of environment you'd like to live in. There are opportunities to live in the same building where you even take your classes. There are also high-quality amenities such as fitness centers, cafes, computer labs, game rooms, and study spaces, all available in close proximity to the residences and classrooms. And there are also on-campus dining options, specifically on the Boston campus.
Terrific. So just wanted to let you know our this is our contact information for both Drew and myself. And it wraps up our session. Unfortunately, it looks like Shemaya was not able to attend today. So I apologize for that. But we would love to see if there's any questions that we have that you may possibly have. This is the end of our presentation, but please feel free to include any questions that we did not mention. We're happy to stay on just a little longer to have you write in some questions. One other thought I actually wanted to share as far as the dental hygiene fast track program. As we mentioned, those prerequisite courses that need to be completed. Again, it's by that August 1st. You can apply with 3 to 5 pending. And also, as long as you show a path, and if you are currently enrolled in courses when you send in your transcript, we will look at obviously the courses you've taken, but if you're currently enrolled in any courses, please go ahead and share that with us, a proof of enrollment, because that would just show that you are progressing along in these movements of the prerequisite courses. So we would love to see that as well, and that just helps in your application. Another quick note I wanted to mention as far as the dental hygiene fast track, it is rolling admissions as well, as Drew had mentioned for his programs. So as soon as we get all of your transcripts in, and again, it's very easy to apply. We really just need you to fill out a transfer application online and then send in your transcripts. There's no other test scores or SATs or GREs or any essays or interviews. It's a very simple process, and best of all, it's also free. So it's very easy for you guys to apply. And then if you have any questions, we are happy to help and assist. Many times I also suggest to students to, before they apply, if they're wondering how many prerequisites they have or what would be acceptable, we always say, go ahead and send them to us. We're happy to take a look at them and advise with you. Oh,
I will also add, for anyone that is interested in visiting the Boston campus specifically, we do have 2 open houses coming up. The first one will be November 10th. That is on a Sunday, and that is a first-year open house specifically. And then we also have a transfer-specific open house on November 23rd for anyone interested. And you can find that and sign up just by following that link that's right there, the mcphs.edu/visit.
excellent. And actually, I am really excited. We have our student guest here today, which is perfect timing. So we're probably going to bomb her with some questions right now. So we're so excited that you could join us. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, sorry about my tardiness. I had a little bit of a school obligation. My name is Shamia Vass. I'm a graduating senior from the dental hygiene program here at the Worcester Fast Track program. And I hope I can answer any of you guys' questions.
Well, I'll start with one. If you don't mind just sharing a little bit, is as far as number one, why did you decide to choose this path, the dental hygiene path, and the Worcester in the Worcester program?
Yeah, so I had a pretty non-traditional route. I actually have another undergraduate degree in kinesiology, which is a completely different track. But teeth is something that has always interested me. It's never been at the forefront of my brain. I knew I didn't want to be a dentist, but I wasn't completely familiar with the other careers that you could take within dentistry. But I came back from my undergraduate program and I got reacclimated with my dental home. And the hygienist there was just complimenting me on how well I took care of my teeth and asked me how much I knew about dental hygiene and things like that. And from there, I just kind of got interested in the program. And he was an alum of the Boston campus for MCPHS. So he let me know about the fast track, which is geared towards people who may already hold a degree like myself. And I just did more exploring from there. And here I am.
That's great. And now you're in your last semester of the program. You're in your 4th term. Can
Mhm.
you share with us a little bit of your experience as far as, okay, you're from your first semester to your last semester? Because your first semester, I think, was pretty intense, and it looks a lot different than from your last semester.
Yeah, so the first semester, I believe we had about 6 classes. As someone who had, so I graduated from undergrad in 2018, so it's been a while since I've kept up with taking classes since then, but it had been a while since I was in a full-time program, so I myself was concerned about keeping up with the demand and everything. But it is a lot of work at the start, but once you kind of get a rhythm, it's easier. In even with the semesters to follow, I would say senior semester is probably the calmest semester. And so that's the fourth out of the 4 semesters that we do here at the Worcester campus. First semester is demanding, not because the content is hard. It is hard content. It's always going to be hard content, but just understanding the teaching style, the testing style, and what is asked of you is kind of the hardest part, in adjusting your schedule to make sure that you're constantly meeting what is being asked of you is important.
And now as you're in your final term, can you share with some of those clinical experiences that you've ventured out into, and how they've been, how they worked, and how you worked them into your schedule?
Yeah. So the nice thing about our program is the school itself kind of assigned you a rotation or clinical, as you would say, for when you're outside of the clinic, and then you're also assigned inside of the clinic rotation. So they're usually in 4-hour blocks. That starts with the first semester. You do pre-clinic. That's where you learn how to use your instruments. And so, like I said, it's 4 hours. You learn how to use your instruments. They do what's called observational clinical standardized exams, otherwise known as OSCEs. And that's pretty much testing your ability to utilize the instruments. And the second semester is Clinic 1. So typically you are required to see about 4 patients, Clinic 1, but you have the entire semester to see those 4 patients. So naturally, second semester, Clinic 1, I was not the most confident in my instrumentation, but they really work with you. You're not just left out. To figure it out on your own. They monitor you. If you have questions, you feel free to ask them. And the rotations start in Clinic 1. So you'll be assigned one day. You'll spend, typically we get there around 7:30 in the morning, and leave around 5. You'll be in a real operating clinic. Not to say that our dental clinic isn't operating, we do see patients, but you'll be one at a community center or a small dental office where an instructor will also be there from the school. You'll have a schedule that you'll follow, and the first one, it's more to observe, and then as you go to Clinic 2, the patient count gets bumped up to 11 from 4. It's a large jump, I know. Um, it gets bumped up to 11, but you'll get a lot better with your instrumentation, and you'll have 2 clinical rotations where you'll actually be the one seeing the patient, and the instructor will still be there to kind of help you answer any questions. They'll ask you questions, and it kind of transitions that way. And then senior clinic, which is Clinic 3, that I'm in now, you have to see 15 patients. And again, you have 2 days of external rotations, and you are the clinician again. The instructors will still be there, but they kind of let you fly. They kind of trust you a lot more, so they're not over your neck, and it's a lot easier. You feel a lot more confident. I'm definitely not an expert, but I feel a lot more confident in my skills. So it definitely progresses, but you'll be able to maintain and adapt as the demand gets higher.
That's great. And so, question for you then. So, what is your future plans after MCPHS? It's glad to hear that you're confident in your skills, but what are your future plans? There's so many different avenues or paths, as we talked about in that bachelor's, having that bachelor's in dental hygiene.
Yeah, so a big thing for me is I like to be involved with the clinic. I come from a lower socioeconomic status area, so a big thing for me is getting involved with the public health side of things, and that could look very different for each person. You could be in a community health center where you see a lot of patients who are on Medicare, Medicaid, government assisted insurance, or it could mean that you're going into schools, you're applying sealants, you're running kind of like a screening program, you're seeing kids, you're getting permission from their parents to apply sealants and everything, you're referring them to the dentist. There's also mobile vans, but and that's kind of where they'll sit at a site, and people can go into the van, they sign release forms, and they get treated in the van. And then there's also mobile vans where you could go to a corporate office, and for those patients who their work life is too demanding for them to take the afternoon to go to a dental appointment, you'll set up shop at the office and you could treat them there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I also, my undergraduate degree is in kinesiology. So if you're not familiar with that, that's the study of movement, body movement. So I am also interested in looking into combining the 2 degrees, maybe seeing athletes. I don't know if any of you guys are Celtics fans, but Derek White in the finals last year, his tooth kind of got
Yeah.
messed up, and he went to Boston Dental and got that fixed. So I'm
Oh,
very interested in that as well. So a lot of
that.
different avenues that you can go down.
Awesome. I will say, I know there was 2 questions about housing in the Q&A. I sent the links for both. But I know, Shemaya, you've lived on campus at the Worcester campus, correct? Would you
Yeah.
want to just speak a little about that? And I just want to let you know, Fendi, as well, there is absolutely housing on the Worcester campus that is readily available for you.
Yes, yes. So the Worcester campus, I believe, has 5 dorms. There's Main Street, Foster, Lincoln, Salisbury, and I think there's one more that I'm forgetting.
Lancaster, I think.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So
A lot
those,
of options.
yeah, there's a lot of options.
It's
I
great.
personally stayed at the Foster building, and I now stay at the Lincoln building. When I was at the Foster building, it was my first and second semester. I was kind of getting familiar with the campus, and I wanted to kind of not only be restricted to just knowing people in my program. So I opted to live with 5 other students. And it worked out because I actually had one student who was in my program, so we kind of have stayed connected since, and that was one of my first friends in the program, so that was helpful. We heavily relied on each other to make sure we were not missing any due dates, making sure if one of us understood a certain concept that we were able to, explain it to the other one. So that was very helpful in that instance. And then after second semester going into summer semester, I moved into Lincoln. And Lincoln is kind of hotel style. So while Foster, you had your own kitchen and you had a smaller room, and then I think it was 2 bathrooms that we had there in a living space in each apartment. Here at Lincoln, it's you have your own bathroom. It's in your dorm room. You have your own bathroom, and then you have your own room. It's kind of almost like you have a studio. It comes with a fridge and microwave, but you don't have a kitchen area immediately accessible to you. There is a communal kitchen area on the 6th floor, but in terms of, or no, not the 6th floor, the 9th floor. But in terms of a kitchen area, if you want to cook every day and stuff, you do have access to it. It's just a little bit harder because the entire dorm uses that one kitchen area.
And one of the advantages to going in foster, because as you're right, it used to be a hotel. So it's not foster, but Lincoln, excuse me, used to be a
Mhm.
hotel. So a lot of the students have these beautiful rooms that are like your own bathroom, and all of the apartments and studios, they come furnished. So which is really great. And then also the advantage to at Lincoln, you go right downstairs to your
Yes.
clinic, to your classrooms, to your labs, you're like one-stop shop. You don't have to go outside if you don't want to, although
Yeah,
there's people in
I
corporate
definitely
area.
don't know the weather as much these days. Yeah, you go right downstairs and then you go over to the clinic elevators. You can go from there. You can meet with study groups. It's very convenient. And if you happen to drive, there's parking available right
Yeah.
at the building as well. Whereas Foster, there was a garage that we had to park at, and it was about a 5-minute walk back to the dorm.
Yeah. No, it was great. And also
Sorry.
I should do a shout out as well too, real quick. We are having an open house at the Worcester campus on November 14th. It's a Thursday evening. It's from 5 to 7. When we send out this the webinar recording, we'll also include that as well as the open houses I know Drew had mentioned as far as the Boston campus, but also our Worcester campus. So you'll be able to see some of these housing opportunities and where the foster, the clinic, the classrooms, or at the dental hygiene program, and you'll meet the faculty and more students
Mhm.
as well too. So you get an opportunity to talk a little bit more about the program in depth and such. But great insight. Anything
Yes.
else you think that you wanted to share with the group today that you can think of we didn't cover?
Or are there any more questions that anyone may have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see if there's any questions. I know a lot of people tend to worry about prerequisites and things of that nature. Um I personally do know that there are a couple people in my cohort who have to take a couple more classes than us, but for the most part, um we're pretty much all at the same level taking the same classes. And oh, another thing I wanted to put emphasis on, I don't know if you heard this in my background, but I had no dental experience, like no front desk, no assistant, no uh volunteering to shadow. I had none of that experience, and I will say it has not deterred me from being successful in the program. So if you are one of those people, do not feel like you are behind. Everybody is going to have that moment within the schooling. Naturally, sometimes some things will come faster for certain people, but just because you don't have a dental background shouldn't keep you from applying or even being interested in the program.
We did get one question from Juliana. I believe this is for you, Shamaya, and it is, are you working while in the program or are any of your peers?
So I personally am not working while I'm in the program. Occasionally, if we have a long break, I did sign up to do Amazon Flex or Instacart, things like that. And then I guess technically I am working. In the beginning, the end of first semester, beginning of second semester, Hannah from the admissions department reached out and she was looking for admission ambassadors. And I happened to sign up for it. So I do a lot of work with communicating with students who are interested in the program. So I've been doing that since second semester. And I also participate in some of the tours that happen on campus. It's been a little bit harder this semester to be present for the tours, but I try to reach out for like emails if people have questions about how it is with campus. And then in terms of classmates, I do know that there is one of my classmates who works at a dental office. In her the time outside of our classes, she works at a pediatric dental office. And then there is also another student who there's a bakery called Crust across the street, and she works there part time. But a lot of people have opted to just focus on school because it is so demanding, and week to week can come with a different amount of assignments. I won't say that it's impossible. It was just a personal choice for me to wait until I kind of had my footing before I decided whether or not I wanted to work well in the program.
Thanks. And actually, I can just add a little too. And a couple of students that I spoke to, some students had done a little work, like maybe a Friday night picking up a waitress or a job like down on Shrewsbury Street or something. And it was more for, they said, I needed a little break, just because of the, doing all the study. And that was a little bit of their therapy, so to speak. So they found like those little niches are just like, a few hours a week or so to speak. But majority of the students that we did find was just like, I just want to kind of focus in on my studies. This is what I've kind of committed to for the next 16 months for the fast track program. But some students do find that, I need to kind of have that little release as well too, and could find a little small little part-time job to kind of just step away from it a little bit too. But again, personal decision on that, on what works best for you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
terrific.
Any other questions at all? Oh, another thing that I want to let you guys know, we do I spoke about public health, and the program itself is very involved in public health. We have a bunch of volunteer opportunities to help you get confident in explaining everything dental to patients at different levels of oral care knowledge. We have a couple volunteer opportunities at veteran clinics, a couple volunteer opportunities involved with churches, local low income housing. And then we have a couple classes. We have one class called Community that you do a project going out into the community. So for my project, I was assigned a daycare. So we went and we spoke to the kids there. And then senior, we have oral health research, where we research just different disparities in the population and stuff like that. So that also, you get to kind of involve some of the volunteer work that you've done to understand that. We also have Capstone, which is why I was running late today, where you choose where in the community you want to implement something to raise awareness for our clinic and for different oral hygiene epidemics that may be happening right now.
That's terrific. That's great. And it's great because you just keep building on your experience and it's a win-win. You're helping the community, you're helping yourself learn, grow, and develop, as well as servicing, especially like the pediatrics or, and like you said, in the daycare and everything. So it's a great way
Yeah.
to kind of build your confidence on your skills as well as doing something really great in the healthcare industry.
And you wouldn't believe how much like they call it here, they always refer to it as dental jargon. You get in a habit of referring to things as calculus and decay and bigger words than people may understand. And so it is helpful to go into the community and really challenge yourself to learn a different way of explaining it so that you can reach more people and they can get involved as well.
That's terrific.
All right, we got two more questions that came in.
Mhm.
The first one I think will be for our side of things, Cheryl, and that is from Fendi, and it is, what is the best advice you have for funding and student loan options? So I will say, again, it varies whether you're doing the fast track or if you are doing the accelerated program on what your merit scholarship would look like. But every student upon acceptance will receive a merit-based scholarship that definitely does help to reduce your cost. And then we do accept federal aid. So with the FAFSA, if you are eligible for any additional federal aid, Pell Grants, anything like that, we are happy to accept it. I don't know if you want to speak anything else that you
Yeah.
see there, Cheryl.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. Definitely, I even encourage students to fill out that FAFSA form as you're even inquiring about the program. And also, we do have specific financial aid counselors, and one specifically for our program. His name is Lynn Barry, and he highly recommends and welcomes you to schedule an appointment, even as you're applying, just to really see what the cost is and where it kind of lands, and just to discuss options as far as, okay, well, here's, filling out that FAFSA and getting your results, and what are some of those financial options that you can kind of have, and they can advise you on like some of those next steps. So I will definitely, when we send out our contact information, I will also include our financial aid advisors who are there. Absolutely. People think, oh, that you only can contact them once you've been admitted, but that's not the case. They really would love to speak to you prior to, because we know cost is a huge, huge factor in your decision. And we know that this is a lot of time and investment. The great news is that this profession, the annual average salary is close to $80,000. So it will be a great return on your investment, but we want to make sure that you feel great about what you're investing in. And we know that, as we talked about, that, it's going to be hard to work during this program, because particularly the fast track, it is like a Monday through Friday. Expect to be there 8:30 to 4:30 every day. You may not always be there that time frame, but it's a huge time and investment. So we definitely want to talk about those financial situations. And you can schedule a one-on-one appointment with like the counselor Lynn, and literally talk through your specifics and just be like, well, here's where I'm at. I need housing, I need this, and all of those factors that are involved.
And if I might add, at the open house that Cheryl was speaking about at the Worcester campus, I've participated in those in the past, and they typically do go over scholarships that are available to the dental hygiene program specifically. So that may also be helpful when you're looking into funding for the program.
The faculty is very involved in that as well too, not just the financial aid counselors, but the faculty is really great on saying, okay, guys, there's all these scholarships out here. Who's applying? They really are really great and motivating, because they want to see you guys, the students, succeed for sure.
Excellent. And then the second question that we had is from Stephanie. This one will be for you, Shamaya. And it is, overall, what's the most challenging area of the dental hygiene program?
Um, that kind of depends on how you look at it. For me, and I feel like even for some of my mentees who are freshmen now, first semester, the anatomy, the embryology, and the radiology were kind of the tougher subjects in terms of didactic, which is the classroom learning. Um, just because it is a lot of information to process, to remember, to understand. With anatomy, it's a lot of interconnected things that you have to understand how they build on one another. You're studying more than just the oral cavity, you're studying the nerves in the face itself, how it connects. You're studying the development from the fetus level, from even before that, as an embryo, and a zygote. You're learning about each stage and how that affects dental hygiene, things that I wasn't even aware of prior to this program. And then radiology, it's a lot of techniques, a lot of errors, a lot of like understanding. Different restorations appear differently on a radiograph, and you have to be able to identify that to be able to look for it in the mouth when you look in the mouth clinically. So that in terms of didactic, I would definitely say those three were the toughest, especially first semester. I could see how pathology, which is the development or the existence of diseases or abnormalities within the oral cavity, that is another hard course. Oh, and pharmacology. Pharmacology is probably the hardest course, I would say. Just memorizing all the drugs, what it's used for, things like that. That will definitely be hard as well. But even more than that, even more than the didactic side, clinical side, getting comfortable with the instruments, learning how to properly adapt it to the tooth, it looks a lot simpler than it is, especially when you're working in a mouth and you're dealing with saliva and dark areas that you can't just, like on your typing out, you could pull the cheeks back. With the person sitting there, you have to, move to how they are able to move for you. So I would say those were challenging for learning, is learning how to position the patient, position yourself to see, to get the instrument adapted the way that you need it to be adapted. But the instructors are great about helping you through that. So any challenge, there's someone there to help you with that.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of resources, not just faculty, but
Mm.
even case programs that we have. Those are really helpful. Students use that a lot too. So no, that's wonderful. This has been great. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to make it. I know you had a lot on your
Yes.
plate, but
Yes,
thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
sorry.
Your perspective is so important and
No,
valuable to these potential students. So really appreciate you joining us and helping us. I know it's 5 o'clock. So we appreciate everyone for hanging on, for sticking on with all these. And if you don't have any further questions, look for an email from Drew and myself in the next week with the recording of this webinar. And we'll also send some of those links, like we said, to financial aid, as well as, again, how to apply, and also our contact information. So if you do need to schedule further appointments or have questions along with, particularly with myself, with prerequisites, definitely just give us a shout out and let us know. So thank you everyone so much for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful evening.
thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Shamaya.